Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Magician with a Microphone podcast. My name is Chris Lengyel, and I don't even know what episode this is. You believe I have not been keeping track of the episodes? I kind of just say, hey, it's either Thursday or some day I've got available, and I come to the gallery and I record a podcast, which is actually where I am now. I'm at the gallery, and yeah, I figure this is like my one sanctuary. This is the only place that I can get to where it's quiet, nobody bothers me, and I can literally do whatever I need to do. So, hopefully if I get to have a little sit down with Rich, I'll be able to, well, get more time here. So, I mean, nobody's come in. I've been here since 11 o'clock this morning, and it's been dead. Play my music, did my marketing. I think I'm just going to do this from now on, man. I need it. You know what I mean? I need it. So, what the hell are we even going to talk about today? How about gigs? Let me talk about gigs, marketing, what I've been doing. This is like a spur of the moment thing, so I don't really know. Right now, it's kind of weird. I'm looking out the window of the gallery, and it's so bare because they're working on putting up a new display. And every season we have a beautiful display, either a Christmas tree or a Halloween display, a spring display. And I think that's what's going to be going up relatively soon, is a spring display because, well, that's the time of year that it is. It's spring. So Mary and Libby do a very good job. Well, Libby does a good job, and then Mary changes it. What she ends up doing, I mean, it looks pretty, but it's like Libby and I, one day, we decorated the entire, I think it was for Christmas, no, it was for Thanksgiving. We decorated the entire front end of the window. The gallery looked great. I took my drone, I flew it, to get the outside shot of it and everything. I come back a week later, it's all fucking changed. So, oh well, what can you do? Really nothing I can do. So, yeah, let's talk about gigs today. So, I've been in full gear marketing mode as of late. At least I'm trying to. I've been sending out these postcards like crazy. And the postcards have literally consumed my life. And I honestly think this is what I'm going to do from now on. I think I'm just going to make a yearly, maybe like a seasonal postcard. Because I feel like the more people see my ugly face, the more they're going to remember, hey, that guy's a magician, Send him out to different places and figure something out from there. But the way that I've been doing these postcards is I'm doing EDDM, every door direct mail, and I may have talked about this last week, but who cares? I'll talk about it again. Nobody listens to this shit anyway. What's up, Sauce? But I've been not really targeting, but at random choosing neighborhoods off of my Regrid app, which is basically, it's kind of like Google Maps, only you click on a property and it tells you about the property, the number of the property, the parcel, stuff, the appraisal, all that shit. It's like anything you want to know about the house, it'll tell you about the house. And it tells you the name of the owner. So I'm not putting the name of the owner on these postcards. I'm putting current resident, but I think the next time I get these goddamn things made up, all of the ones that I know are going to residentials are going to have resident or current resident printed on them, along with my address and, the return shit. Chris Lengyel Magic and Sonia, Connecticut, 06401, all at the top corner. And then I'm going to have current resident, and then the bottom two are going to be blank so I can write in the fucking addresses. Because let me tell you something. Writing the words current resident 200 times a night sucks. But hey, I've already booked 3 gigs out of these things, so I'll do it. I'll do what I gotta do. But I'm basically like taking my finger and selecting a neighborhood, saying, okay, this one looks cool, and then I click each house, and then I write down the addresses on the postcard, send them out. That's for residential. I sent cards to almost all of the golf courses in Connecticut, and I could have sworn there were more golf courses in Connecticut. Apparently not. I thought there were 186. I still have over 100 postcards that are sitting at my house for the golf courses. So I might just send those out to different courses throughout, New England and shit. Who knows? But then again, I have the offer on there. If you're a part of CT Golf Reviews, you get $100 off. Well, what if you're not a part of CT Golf Reviews? What if you're not a part of CT? I can't review you unless you're in Connecticut. That's what CT stands for, Connecticut. Connecticut Golf Reviews, CT. It's not going to make any sense if I go to a course in Rhode Island. Like, hey, this is Chris with CT Golf Reviews. We're not in Connecticut. But I'm going to review this course anyway because they hired me for something. You know what I mean? So it'd be weird. I'd have to change my channel name. Hey, this is Chris with I Just Review Golf Courses Reviews. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll make some exceptions. Maybe I'll make a playlist on CT Golf Reviews that says out of state. I can do that. So, and that's another thing, dude. I have been I've been itching to play golf. But we'll get into that after I'm done with the marketing. So I've got the golf courses, and then I've got ones for businesses. Now, you're probably thinking, Chris, how the heck, that's going to be such a waste. They're going to get those and throw them out. You never know. See, here's the way I look at it. Every business, well, not every business, but a lot of businesses have Christmas parties, have corporate outings, have award ceremonies, have, end of the summer celebrations. They have, meetings. They have events. And I know this because I've done events for corporations before. I just recently did one for a real estate company. I've done one for this company called Execunet, which is one of the biggest, I believe they do tax data. They're based down in Norwalk. I've done, plenty of businesses. So I know that these businesses are going to be doing events, and I know that they're going to eventually have some sort of gathering where they might need entertainment. And hey, if they keep my card, then they've got my card. But the way I look at it as well, I've already made my money back. I spent $250 on all of these postcards. I charge $400, now maybe $350 minimum for a show. I've booked 3 shows so far. I think 3 or 4. 3 or 4 shows so far, so that's $1,000 right there if I were to really get technical. 250, 500, 4, 8, 20. Yeah, it's over $1,000. So I've made my money back, plus postage and everything. So that's why I really don't mind spending the money. And you know something? I took a lot of the money that I was making in the fall, especially my compounds check, cashed it and put it away. Every once in a blue moon, I'll go in there and I'll take out some money so I can use it. And even then, it's for business. It's like, shit, all right, well, I need $300 so I could buy these postcards and mail them out. Here you go. I need $85 so I can, get more leads on bark.com. Boom, here you go. And Bark is another one I've already gotten. I booked fucking a summer camp, a weekly seminar, and like 2 birthday parties. So right there, But my marketing just has been crazy lately. So I've been sending out the postcards, but I've also been sending out emails. So, and this is all because I didn't get compounds. This is all emergency booking because I waited. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, I'm kind of okay that I waited because I'm doing it from what I understand and the vibe I'm getting off of everybody that I've been talking to. This is like the right time to do all this stuff. And I'm actually, I'm going to talk a little bit about my marketing strategy. Maybe, who knows? If you're a magician, if you're an entertainer or something, you want some tips, here, I'll give you some tips, all right? If you are trying to get into an agricultural fair, for example, the Big E, the Hebron Festival, the Durham Fair, the Goshen Stampede, fairs that usually occur at the end of August, early September, late summer into early fall. Book now. This is when they book their entertainment, is January. End of December, early January, that's when they want to clear everything up and get everything together and booked so that way they have time to promote and get everything else put together. So this is the way I do it, all right? I send them an email. first off, what I do is I go onto the web. I have websites that I've found and harvested over the years that I've been very what's the fucking word? I've been very reliant on these websites for the past couple of years, and basically what they are is festival websites, fairs and festivals. It'll tell you what's going on, what fairs are coming up, what events are coming up, a bunch of shit. So, and it gives you the information, the dates, the contact info, the websites, the email address, the location, all of that stuff. So what I do is I will get all of that info. I'll send them an email. I'll say, and I'll be straight up honest with you. I copy and paste, and I just change names. Hi, so-and-so. Let's say, hi, Karen, because for some fucking reason, every event promoter is named Karen. I don't know why. At least all of the women are named Karen, and they're all usually very nice to me. So it's just fucking weird. Hi, Karen. My name is Chris Lengyel with Chris Lengyel Magic, and I always put Chris Lengyel with Chris Lengyel Magic. Put your name, put your business. I'm interested in performing magic at your so-and-so event. This is what I offer, and then I put a quick description of what I offer. This is my price. This is what I'll offer you for this price. I look forward to working with you. That's one thing I always put at the very end. I look forward to working with you. It's a psychology thing. I've learned a lot of psychology over the years, and I'm going to actually, I'll talk about this. I'll consider this like a free class in how to market yourself as a fucking entertainer, all right? Even though nobody's going to want to buy this because I swear, and this is my podcast, but maybe I should like sell this. Who knows? Maybe I'll make like a formal seminar on how to market yourself as a magician or a singer or an entertainer. Anyway, hi, so-and-so. My name is Chris Lengyel with Chris Lengyel Magic, professional magician. I'm interested in your event. This is what I offer. This is how much I charge. If you have any questions, give me a call. That's so two things, all right? Always put at the bottom your name, your business, your website, your phone number, and a social media link or a performance reel. I have both, okay? Because that's your contact info. Because right after you're done telling them the price and describing all of your stuff, you say, if you have any questions, please give me a call. The number is listed below. Underneath that, you say, I look forward to working with you. That puts in their head, oh, all right, well, maybe this is an opportunity, we're going to see how this guy runs, we'll see, what it's like doing business with him, and then they actually consider you. All right? Now, I'll tell you about some, I guess you could say mistakes that I've made in the past. I vividly remember some shitty emails, dude. I remember some horrible emails, some things I shouldn't have said, things I shouldn't have put in. I'll talk about that in a second. But, look forward to hearing from you. Look forward to working with you. And then you have all your information, a performance reel, and always put your resume. Entertainers. If I were to hire you and you don't give me a resume, I'm not hiring you. I want to see what you've done, and I want to see where you've been. Putting together a resume is very simple. And I think, honestly, now that I really think about this, I should put together a formal, not a class, but like a podcast. Maybe my next podcast will be how to market yourself as a magician. Maybe I'll put that as an unlisted, and you'll have to, buy it in order for me to give it to you. But then again, I also have I have my Patreon. I'll have to figure out Patreon. Anyway, your resume is very important, and you want to make yourself look like God. Same thing with your press kit. Your press kit is important because that is basically a sandwich of everything that you've got going on. All right? That is your past clients, because I ask for recommendation letters. So any recommendation letters goes in my press kit. Pictures of myself that I really like, videos, my performance reel, my resume, and then a list of theaters that I performed at. So I've got that. So that's the email that I send. Very simple. Really, honestly, it's cut and paste. I just change the name of the event, change the name of the person who's promoting it, whatever information I need. You know what I mean? So then I give it a week, maybe a week and a half. And I always do my marketing on either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. There's a reason for that too. All right. But I give it about a week, and then I give them a call to follow up. Hi, this is Chris Lengyel with Chris Lengyel Magic. I sent an email last week regarding performing at your event. I was wondering if you got it, if I can speak to you regarding, possibly performing. And sometimes they're not there. Sometimes you have to leave a message, and majority of the time they are there and they'll talk to you. And that's just when you sell yourself. I can't really give you a class on how to sell yourself because that's how you sell yourself. Got to have your own confidence. But it also depends on what day that you catch them. All right. Now understand. Mondays and Fridays are not good. Mondays, they are just getting into work after the weekend. They're tired. They don't want to be there. Fridays, they just want to get the fuck out of work. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are great because, hey, we're here. We're going to have to just endure the week. I usually market between 11 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the afternoon because that's right after their lunch break, and they usually start to pack up around 4:30. So if I get booked, I send out a contract. If I don't get booked, I say, you know what? It's all right. At least you guys have my information on file. I will tell you right now, just because they have their information on file does not mean they're going to hire you again. You need to follow up with whatever you want. All right. So fairs, bigger fairs, concerts, country fairs, all that stuff, book out in advance. January is when is your deadline, basically. I already sent out emails to every fair in the state. I already sent them emails. I already sent them postcards. I already sent them, I already gave them calls. They're leaving a lot of voicemails, but, I'm giving them calls. I've already got booked for 2 of them. So that's a good thing. And then I've also been, I've been sending out postcards to campgrounds. Campgrounds are really good if you're a magician. You do kid shows. Campgrounds are really good. They will hire you for X amount of days. Believe it or not, you can actually set up a contract. I've been doing the same 2 campgrounds for the last 3 years. And they always have me, with the exception of 2020, they always have me back around the same time of year, twice or 3 times. Usually at the beginning of spring, the end of the summer, and then right before the campgrounds close, which they usually close around Halloween. So, I give them different shows, or I'll break up my shows, or I'll add some new things that the kids haven't seen. And half the time, it's just new crowds anyway, because usually they're different every year. I don't know why. It's never the same people. I noticed that. They got all these bundles and everything. You would think that people would take advantage of it and, be there multiple times a year. I've never seen the same fucking people. But campgrounds are really good. I would suggest booking those around this time of year, too. Just so they have your shit on file, because they usually start preparing for what they're going to do for the year around March. Because figure they usually open Memorial Day, end of May. So there you go. And they got to make sure what's in their budget and everything. And that's another thing. Let me tell you about that too, because I get this a lot with festivals. I just got a call the other day from Relay for Life. They want me to do an event on a day that I'm going to be doing another festival. They want me to do it for free. No, I don't do shit for free. Okay? And that is the biggest thing. That is the biggest mistake I see entertainers making. Okay, understand this. I used to do stuff for free when I was first starting out. 13 years ago, I stopped doing shit for free. People will not take you seriously as a business if you are offering your services for no charge. I feel that there are only 2 circumstances when you should do a gig for free. If it is a ceremony for a dead person, and like it's like a fundraiser or something, like, let's say somebody passed away and, the family is starting a foundation. They're trying to raise as much money as possible. I will do a free show for something like that. All right? But I will also have them give me like $30 in gas money. Usually, 98% of the time, if you give them a very small price, like say under $50, and you tell them it's for just so I can put gas in the car. Especially with gas prices now, they're not going to argue. They're probably going to give you that. Most likely, they'll hand you the cash. And you got to tell them, I just got to put some gas in my car. Just want to make sure I can get out there. They're really not going to argue. So that, okay, or if it's for like how do I put this? Because they can pay you, but most of the time they won't. You ever see those kids' entertainment festivals where it's a bunch of vendors and there's like balloon animal artists and expos, kids' expos. Usually, for events like that, they charge out the ass for rentals of their spaces. I did a kids' festival 4 years ago. I charged them nothing. I got 7 shows out of it within like 3 months. So, to me, if you can, and here's the thing, I booked 4 of those shows that day, okay? If you could get yourself out of paying a rental fee for a tent, for a booth, for a space, admission, whatever, then I would offer a show for free. Okay? So, charity event where they're trying to raise money, a lot of money, they don't have a budget, ask them for gas money. If they're going to charge you $1,000, $1,500 for a 20 by 20 booth, tell them, I'll just do a performance for you for free if you're willing to barter with the space. 90% of the time, they'll say yes. And then, you just have to sell yourself. Because that's another thing that you could take advantage of, especially like magicians. If you are a close-up magician as well as a stage magician, you use your close-up magic to sell your stuff. You use your card magic to sell yourself as a magician, all right? Now, I've got my ways of being able to give out a business card to where they will not believe what I just did with the business card. Then I hand them the business card, and they're like, all right, how much do you charge? And then you take out your book. You know what I mean? So what you do at that point is just sell the shit out of yourself, bring as much promotional material as you possibly can, and go on from there. Those are the only 2 things I will ever do for free. Otherwise, festivals that say that they don't have a budget, they have a budget. Trust me when I say that, all right? If you go to a festival and you're offering yourself as an entertainer, either a musician, a magician, a comedian, a juggler, whatever it is, and they say, we don't really have a budget, can you donate your time? No. The last thing that I want to hear out of somebody's mouth is the word exposure. Exposure and definitely are two forbidden words in my vocabulary when it comes to marketing and business. If I hear the word definitely, I tune you out. That's the end of the conversation. I'm not interested in doing business. Because definitely is the biggest lie in business. If somebody says, I will definitely do something, they are lying to make you feel good. Because definitely is a feel-good word. It sounds nice. The word exposure, and I've used this line, and I give permission to use this. You tell them, UI doesn't take exposure as payment. Walmart will not take exposure as payment. Entertainers are business people too. Entertainers are people. Entertainers need money. They need to make a living too. They are as far as I'm concerned, the most disrespected people on the planet, unless you're part of the 1% where you're worshipped, you know? But I can't tell you how many times I've had people ask me, oh, well, we don't really have a budget. Can you do it for free? And there's a bunch of exposure. You're going to get so many people with the eyes on you. Yeah, how many gigs am I going to get? None. How many guaranteed bookings are going to come out of this? Oh, I don't know exactly. Fuck you, pay me. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's got to be your mindset. Fuck you, pay me. Cash. Or I'll bite your fucking finger off. You know? Because if they have the money for the food trucks and the fucking electricity and all of the tents, which are overpriced, and all of the chairs and tables, which are overpriced, and all of the other fucking things, and the fact that they got to pay all of these people to come out and help them promote, and they got to pay all of these fucking public speakers. If they can pay for that, they can pay for you. There is no reason. They have a budget. The smallest festival you can think of has a budget. They could pay you. If you have to negotiate, so be it, but they could pay you. So don't let somebody tell you that you're going to be able to get so much exposure because they don't have the money, because they do. All right? If anybody ever tells you that they want you to come in and do something, but they don't want to pay you, turn away. And if you do it for free, you're not doing it for the right reason. All right? You know, I firmly believe that, you know, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. But at the same time, if you whore yourself out for next to nothing, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? It's like, shit, don't sell yourself short. My prices went up this year. My prices went skyrocketing this year. And yeah, I could partially blame inflation. If a steak at home, or fucking, you know, at the meat market, or like Stop and Shop or whatever, if a steak is $16 for something that used to cost $7, well, then the magic show that used to cost $250 is now about $400. You know? And trust me, if you sell yourself enough, people will pay for it. And I'm also going to give you this little trick as well. And I swear I should be charging for this, but I'm not. All right? Here's a little trick that I use. Little psychology trick. Because I'll tell you right now, marketing, a majority of marketing is psychology. Okay? I charge a minimum of $350 for a gig. I include magic shows. I include close-up magic for the adults if it's a kid's party. And I include a lesson. If it's a poor area, now when I say a poor area, I'm not trying to talk down on anyone, but let's face it, there are rich areas and there are poor areas, and you can drive around and see for yourself. There are places where you can tell that they don't have a pot to piss in, they have just enough to pay rent, and if that's the case, why are they hiring a magician for a party? And then there are places where they probably have a different dentist for each tooth because they're so fucking rich, you know? I mean, their hobby is shredding $100 bills to see how many pieces they can make out of it. You know what I mean? So this is a little trick you can use. If it is a poorer area and you want to charge your full price, offer all of your add-ons as part of the package. This is what I do. So I'll say, all right, $350. Oh, well, that's a lot of money. Well, what it does is it pays for the magic show, the close-up magic, a quick lesson at the end for the birthday kid, and gas prices, travel expenses. All right? Usually they'll be like, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, fine. For a rich area, $350 for the magic show. And then for an extra $100, I'll do close-up magic. And then for an extra $50, I will add a lesson for the birthday kid, and travel expenses are included. All right? So you have the potential to make yourself an extra $150, if you so choose, if that's something that you would do. And trust me, I've done it. I've gotten myself more money than I intended on charging for some gigs. And then there's other gigs where I undercharge and I show up at the house and I'm like, fuck, I should have charged more. Which happens a hell of a lot more than I realize, which is why now, if anybody ever books me, I have the Regrid app. I research their property. If your house is over $500,000 in worth, bro, I am overcharging the fuck out of you. Well, not overcharging, but I'm going to charge you a little bit more than I usually would, you know? So that's a psychology trick. But marketing is very important, all right? If you want, if you want to be respected in the game, you got to know how to sell yourself. You know, and then there's also different ways of marketing. There's telephone marketing, there's email marketing, there's postcards, and then there's in person. If you want a restaurant, you don't call it, you go in person. Recently, I went marketing. Actually, it was New Year's Eve. I was marketing in Southington. And I actually got kicked out of a restaurant for marketing. Because apparently I know nothing about the restaurant industry, even though I've had 4 aunts and uncles, all on my father's, my aunts and uncles, 4 of them on my father's side, who have worked in and owned Michelin star restaurants in New York City and California. I know nothing about the restaurant business, though. The woman was just a bitch, and I'm not gonna name the restaurant, to like downgrade it or anything. I'm not gonna talk any shit about it, but it does rhyme with Panthony Max, and it's on Center Street in Southington, and nobody should ever go there because the fucking manager is an asshole. And they may or may not have pizza there. You can kind of do your research from there. But marketing for restaurants, you got to go in, you got to talk with the owner, you got to tell them what you do, you got to show them some stuff, and it's always important to show them some whatever it is you do. Always have like a demo thing on you. If you're a singer, make sure that you've got, a song. If you're a DJ, make sure you've got a picture of your setup. If you're a magician, card trick. Or at least do what I do with my business card. I do a trick with a business card. It fucking blows them away. Then I hand them the business card, and they're looking at it like, what the fuck? How did you do that? And then it's theirs. I have sold so many gigs because of that one trick. So, make sure you know what to do. Make sure you know how to market yourself. Make sure you have something that they could look at that is impressive. But marketing for restaurants does not work over the phone because they are too busy. If they see you, if you hand them something, they're more likely to remember, and then you follow up by going in. Another thing that helps is if you have dinner at the restaurant or you have a drink at the bar and you look around, see what the environment's like. You know what I mean? So once you can get a feel for where you're performing, then it kind of makes it a little bit easier to decide whether or not you want to perform there. I've walked into plenty of places where I'm like, fuck, magic wouldn't work here. And then there's other places where I'm like, dude, this place needs entertainment, And then this is my pitch for a restaurant. Hi, my name is Chris Lengyel with Chris Lengyel Magic. I specialize in restaurants and bars doing close-up magic from table to table. And this is the psychology thing, okay? I tell them what I do kind of creates the illusion of time stopping for the guests. And of course, you add a little chuckle, like, it's like, I am a magician. I can stop time. But then I tell them, I'm like, in all seriousness, you ever had a night where people are waiting for a table, like, 6 or 7 people walk in, you tell them, hey, it's a half-hour wait, and they walk out? You don't want that. So I keep them in the door. I'll be like, hey, guys, while you wait, let me show you some magic. Or you get the people, you get the Karens at the tables. Oh, this place takes too long. What the hell's taking so long with the drinks? I go over there, I entertain them for 10 minutes, and they think they've been there for 2, And this is what I tell the managers. I'm like, look, it's obviously entirely up to you. I don't know what your schedule is like. I don't know what your crowd is like. But if you ever run into that situation, consider me. I hand them my business card. I do my little flippy-do thing. I tell them have a nice day and walk out. And then I follow up. Maybe like a week, 2 weeks later. Like, hey, I was the magician who came in here. How's your Tuesdays looking? I don't know what you guys do for maybe Wednesdays. Do you have trivia, karaoke? Which majority of the time they do, and it's either on Tuesdays or Thursdays. But yeah. So you want to be able to sell yourself. You want to be as friendly as possible, but at the same time, you want to have confidence. If you have to make yourself a little cocky, then do it. Sometimes it's good for you. But that's basically my marketing, guys. I can't believe I just gave you all this information for free, but hopefully you guys can, utilize it. Maybe make worth of it. Maybe, who knows? If you're a magician listening to this and you were having a problem selling yourself, I hope I was able to help you. So, and if you have any questions, please feel free to call me. But again, now that I think about this, I think I'm going to make a podcast or a little audio or maybe even maybe like a video lecture where I just talk about how I market myself in the different formats of marketing. And I'll get in even more detail than what I just did now. Because trust me, I left out a lot of stuff. I left out a lot of tips and tricks that you can use. So maybe I'll have to sell that. Also, I want to let you guys know too, speaking of selling stuff, because I'm just about to get off of here. My documentary, Something Up My Sleeves, a behind the scenes, it's called Something Up My Sleeves, behind the scenes of an unknown touring magic show. I found a bunch of footage from the tour I did back in 2018 with, it was my show, but I had my friends Anthony and Alex, and my friend James was filming the entire thing, or at least what he was able to film, and, he put all of the footage together for me, even though I swear to God I had more footage. I swear I had him record in Providence, and I guess he didn't. Because, I remember he had shots of, the rain, there was a hurricane the morning of the show I had in Providence. We got into Providence, it was fucking downpouring, the streets were flooded. And I could have sworn he had footage of that and from, the mall and everything, but I guess not. I put all of the footage I had into basically the most candid documentary that I can possibly put together, and it was explaining, what it's like behind the scenes of one of my shows. Nothing really special. There's no voiceovers, there's no interviews or anything. It's literally just what we caught on camera, setting up the show, setting up the tricks, conversations, bullshitting. I got some footage from the shows itself, so if you guys ever want to check that out, it's $5 in my Cash App or my Venmo at Chris Lengyel Magic or $ Chris Lengyel Magic. And then if you send me a message of you, of you paying for either a text message or on Facebook, because for some reason I can't reply on Cash App or Venmo to a payment. I can't leave a thank you or something like that to somebody after they've paid me. Because originally I was just going to have them pay me and then reply with the link to the video. But if you spend the $5 and then take a screenshot of the confirmation, send it to me on Facebook Messenger, either my business page or my personal page, or text it to me, I will send you the video. So there is that. So make sure that you guys do that for me. I'm also hoping to get Rich on my show, Rich DiCarlo, the guy who runs the Valley Arts Council. I want to have him talk about his art, and I want to have him talk about something else. Again, I still don't want to tell you about it because it's going to be fucking crazy. And it's going to be one of those things where it's you're going to hear it, and you're going to be like, wait, no, this can't be true. He wasn't really a part of this. And, it'll probably grab your attention. So, but guys, I hope you enjoyed the podcast today. I will be recording another one on Thursday. I will talk to you guys soon. I'm Chris Lengyel with Chris Lengyel Magic. This is the Magician with a Microphone podcast. Enjoy the rest of your day.